Good evening, everyone. This is BremSter, and tonight I'm trying to record a puzzle called Sudoku by andreatetta. Now, apparently this is a debut puzzle from andreatetta, which sounds interesting. I like trying new puzzles or puzzles from new setters. Normally when a puzzle comes from a new setter with a lot of constraints in it, they've gone a bit overboard, but I've been told this may not be the case with this one from the testers. So really looking forward to giving this one a try. What's going on? I'm recording frantically in gaps in order to try and keep everything I have scheduled going. Just trying to keep my head above water. That's it. Thank you to new members on YouTube. You know who you are. Hope everything is going well for everyone. Let's just get to the puzzle. So normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have Kropki Pairs. Actually, they're consecutive pairs, but they were listed as Kropki Pairs by the setter. So cells separated by a white dot must be consecutive. Not all the pairs means not all white dots are giving. It's perfectly fine for these dots to be consecutive. Between lines, killer is next. So the cells separated, digits in cages must sum to the number given in the top left. Between lines, so digits on these brown lines, I've colored them as brown, digits on brown lines are in between the digits of the two circles at its endpoints. So the digits on this line are strictly between the digits on the line. So they cannot be the same as, and they cannot be outside the bounds of. So for example, if this was a 2 and this was a 7, these would all have to be from 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's the way that would work. Odd even digits in bordered squares are even, and digits in bordered circles are odd. I have moved these from the standard constraint type. This line, between line, was invisible in the original puzzle behind the diagonal. So I've recolored this to be sort of more bow colory, but not too dark that it's impossible to see. I've also redone the constraints here so that when you highlight, you can actually still see that it's got an odd marking on it, but it doesn't completely destroy your highlighting, which a lot of the defaults do. And the diagonal digits may not repeat on the indicated diagonal. So on the negative diagonal, digits may not repeat. So this is a complete set of the digits 1 to 9. Interesting. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. Now this is interesting because this is a complete set of the digits from 1 to 9. These are 2 even digits. I normally mark even in blue. But all of the endpoints of the between line are on that diagonal. Now, I also know, right, this is an even digit, and this is an even digit. I mean, and the reason I know that is this is an odd digit and this is an odd digit, and what parities add up to an odd digit, because 9 is odd. If this was also odd, 2 odd digits would add to an even number, but 9 is an odd number. The same is happening here. So these are all of the even digits on the between line, and these are all odd digits. Now this is an even digit, this is an even digit. I can just color those to get starting. I'm not sure if I need parity coloring. This is an even digit. 8 is even, and I know that is even. Now, if this is odd, this is even, because 2 consecutive dots contain 1 of each, and this is odd. That's 4 of the odd digits on here. This is even and odd. Now, what can this be? This can be 1, 3, 5, or 7, which means this is 2, 4, 6, or 8. But that's completely unhelpful. So where's the trick? It's got to do with the between lines. The fact that these are even, these are odd, but there's at least 2 digits of each parity on them. This is 1, 3, 5, 7. You can never put 1 or 9 on a between line, because the digits that are not on the between line are outside the bounds of the between line. if you think about that, the way it means is if I put 1 on a between line, say I was to put 1 here, what would need to go? It has to, the digits on the in the circles have to completely bound those digits. So one of the digits would have to be higher and one would have to be lower. Now with the 9, what's the digit higher I'm using? I don't have one. With the 1, what's the digit lower? I don't have one. So there's no 1 or 9 in either of those. So these are from 357. And these are from 13579. Of course, these are 2468. Well, this is 246. 2468. Now, but it must... I'm not fully grokking this yet. I feel that these are going to be 1 and 9. If they're not 1 and 9, if these aren't 1 and 9, what happens? Because there's a lot of digits on this line. If this was a 3, for example, this would have to be... First of all, I can't put a 5 on this because these are both on the diagonal. I couldn't repeat digits on these. Now, if this was 3, 9, making them as far apart as I could make them without using a 1, the line would be restricted to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these would all have to be from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These would have to be from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what would that digit be? It couldn't be anything. So if this was even 3, 9, I can't put everything on it. If it was 1, 7, then the digits would be restricted to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I would have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and nothing. These are 1 and 9. So this is 357. Now anything is possible on these lines except 1 and 9. Except, where does that digit go in this column? It must go there. And because this digit has to go in this column somewhere, and this is probably what I should have seen earlier, and I can't put it on the line because it's not between. This is a 1, 9 and therefore odd. And where does this digit go in this row? I can't put it on the line, therefore it goes there, and this is a 1, 9 pair. Now, that's going to interfere with these, I feel. But this is a 3, a 5, or a 7. It's got to be a 5, doesn't it? It has to be a 5, because if this is a 3, what do I make those? Because if this is a 3, now, because these have to be, right, this is weird. If this is a 3, these have to be 2 even digits that could contain things outside, contain at least 2 digits outside of 3. But I have to put the other digits on the line. So if this was 3, and even if I made this 3, 8, this line would be fine because it could be from 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I could make these from 4, 5, 6, 7. That's fine. This could be a 4 or a 6 or anything. But what could I make that? The furthest way I could make that would be a 6. And then where would I put 2 on the line? Because I need somewhere to put 2 on the line. And if I made this 3, 2, I couldn't put anything on the line. Similar if I use 7. There's nothing I could put on the line to make it work. Because once I put 7 here, how do I put anything on in these 2 cells? Because remember that this is a set of 1 to 9. So if I put 7 here, while I could make one side work by making it low, I can't make the other side work. So this has to be the 5 in order to allow these to be the extreme digits for it to allow me to put anything on the line. So this is the 5, but now I need to be able to put the low digits on one side and the high digits on the other. So this becomes a 2, 8 pair, taking 2 out of here, 2 and 8 out of here. One side is from 3, 4, 5, and the other one is from 6, 7, 8. No. One of them is from 3, 4. So, right, and one of them is from... So even this is very restricted. One of these is from 3, 4, and the other one is from 6, 7. So there's no 5 here and there's no 5 here. This is either 3, 4, or 6, 7. So this is even. And this is either 3, 4. Sorry, this is either 3, 4, or 6, 7. So it is odd. And this is a 3, 7 pair for exactly the same reason. Because it has to be, with the 2 and the 5, they're still incredibly restricted. It's either 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5, 6, 7, 8. But we know the parities. This is really clever. So is it this run now? Because I know what these digits are. These are 1, 2, and 8, 9. But I can't put 8 there. I can't put 9 there because I can't put a run in the middle of 2. That's so clever. So these were 1, 2, 8, 9. I couldn't put 8 there by Sudoku. You cannot put 1 or 9 in the middle of a run of 3 digits. Because if I do, how do I make the run work? A 9 here, I'd have to put 8 on both sides and it doesn't work. And if I put a 1 here, I need to put 2 on both sides, which doesn't work. So this is a 2, which means this isn't 2. 8 and 9 are not consecutive. That's a 1. 1 and 2 come out of here. This is odd. This is even. This has to be a 3, which is odd. And then that's the 7, that's the 6. In order for them to be between, that means that's the 6 and that's the 7 and that's the 8, which makes that the 2, which means this is the 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 3. That's beautiful. I may not need the colouring anymore. This is the 1 in order to make the 9 cage work, making that the 9, which looks like making that the 1. The 2, of course, makes that the 7. 7, this is either 6, 5 or 8, 9, and I'm not sure which. The 1 looks down, making that the 9 and that the 1. Still haven't cracked it. Nine is in one of these 3. Can that be 9, 8? I'm saying that can't be 9, 8, but because if this was 9, 8, I don't know how I would actually resolve this puzzle. So I don't think I can put a 9 on here, but I'm not going to use uniqueness to solve that. That feels like bad form. 7 is not on there. 7's not there. I do need to put an odd digit on this, but I don't know which. What have I got in here? 2, 3, 4, and 5. It doesn't look like it. There's an odd digit on here and it's either 1 or 9. So this is either 1, 2 or 8, 9 because I have to use an odd digit on this and 3, 5 and 7 are not available. That can't be an 8, so that can't be a 9. And it's the same here. There must be an odd digit on this. It can't be 1. It can't be 3, 5, 7. So this must have a 9 on it. This goes 9, 8. So there is no 8 and 9 here. This is a 1, 2. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. There's an even on this. There's an even on this. Can that be a 4? That would have to be a 3. If that's a 4, that's a 3. The 1 in this box can't go on the line, can't go in there, can't go there, can't go there. That's the 1. The 9 in this box is not there. I don't have the line here. The 1 on this box. Wait a minute. This is the same. This is either 1, 2. I can't put the 1 down here. I can't put the 1 in here. So the 1 is up here. So this is a 1, 9. Because I can't put both 1 and 9 on a consecutive dot. So this is odd. Okay, so I found an odd digit. Yeehaw. But this is either 1, 2 or it's 8, 9. That can't be the 1, so that can't be the 2. I know it can't be 8, 9, but I need to prove that in a different way than uniqueness. If this is 8, 9, we've got a problem. 8 is not here or here. 8 can't be here. 8 is in one of those 3. What about 8 over here? 8 is not here or here. No, it's 8 up here. Look at that. that 8 is saying those aren't 8. So that's 8. So that's 9. 9 is in one of those 3. Maybe I do keep colouring. I don't think the colouring is helping me at this point. I'm actually going to get rid of the colouring. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9. Interesting. Maybe the colouring was helping me. Although everything that I've found is coloured. I know what these 2 digits are. These are 5 and 6. So this is 2 or 4 only, because it can't be 6 or 8. Eight is in one of those 2. 8 is right there. There you go. 8 is right there. This 8 knocks 8 out of there. This 8 knocks 8 out of there. This is odd, or 1, and that 8 knocks 8 out of there. This is 8. So this can't be 8. So this can't be 8, which means I can't put 9 on the dot. So that's the 9, and this is 1 and 2. There you go. This can't be 2 or 8, so it's 4 or 6. Do I want to keep colouring? I don't know that I do. Yeah, I don't know that I do. I am going to get rid of the colouring. Okay, so 2 is now in one of those and one of those. So I can't put 2 in any of those, and I can't put 2 in any of those. So 2 is in one of these 2. So one of these has to be even. It can't be 2 or 6 or 8. There is a 4 on this dot. So this is from 3, 4, 5. There's an 8 in one of those 2 by Sudoku. 9 is not in any of those or there. No. 7 is not in any of those. Again, I'm looking in the wrong place. 2 is in one of those 2 by Sudoku. Now, if that's a 2, this can't be a 2. If this was a 2, this would have to be a 1 or a 3, and that's not possible. This is the 2, which means this is not the 2, this is the 2. This 2 is saying 2 isn't in those. So 2 is in one of these 2, but that 2 is looking down saying that's not the 2, putting the 2 here, which means this is the 4. This is a pair now. 3, 5, no, not 3, 5, 3, 7. The 3 is looking across, making that 7 and that the 3. This is a pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But the 4 in the box is making that the 5 and that the 4, which looks like making that the 6 and that the 4. This is very clever. For a debut puzzle, this is very cool. The 3 makes this the 3. These are now 5 and 6. The 5 looks up making this the 6 and this the 5. This had been my debut. Actually, no, I keep saying that, but my debut puzzle actually blew people's minds. So I'll stop saying that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 6. So 2 and 7 go in, all of which are possible on the between line. This between line opening was incredibly clever. The 6, of course, makes this the 4. Now, there must be an even digit on this. It's either 6 or 8. If it's 8, it's there. This can't be an 8, because if this is an 8, this would have to be a 7 or a 9, and it's not possible. So there's a 6 on this. So this is from 5, 6, 7. That can't be a 7. That can't be a 5. What are these? These are 2, 3, and 5. Not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are 8 and 9, which I can resolve. 9 and 8. This is now a triple, which is 4, 5, and 7. There's no 4 there. There's no 7 there. There's no 4 there because of the 4 that's on this dot. That's the 4. 5, 7, 3 and 3. If this is 4, 5, that's 3. What about this? Yeah, this is a consecutive dot that sees 2, 4, and 8. So there must be a 6 on this. So it's from 5, 6, 7. There's no 7 there. Huh. Where's 9 in this column, therefore? I can't put 9 down here. There's a 9 in the box. I can't put 9 up here, because if I put 9 on this dot, I'd need to put 8 with it, and I can't. That's the 9, that's the 8. So there is an 8 down here, because I can't put it in anywhere else in the column, and that 8 says it's not there. That's the 8. Hang on, something going on down here. Oh, no. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's... All I know is there's a 6 on... Oh, the 6 isn't there. That's the 5. That's the 6. That was there, I think, from the beginning. I just missed... That was there from the beginning. I was just not right. No 5 here. This is the 5. This is a 2, 3. The 3 looks down, making that the 2, and that the 3, which looks up, making that the 1, and that the 2. The 2 makes that the 7, and that the 2. These are 3... and 7, we'll use the 7 there to make that the 3 and that the 7. That takes 7 off here. This is a 5, 6 pair. But I've got all of these as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. There's no 7 there. There's no 9 there. There's no 3 there. Not sure. 5, 6 pair, of course, takes 5 out of here. These are 1 and 4. So the 1 here makes that the 4 and that the 1. We know there's a 4 on this dot, so that's the 4. This is the 3 or the 5. But the 3 looks up, making that the 5, which makes that the 7 and that the 5. This column is missing a 1. The 5 looks back, making that the 6 and that the 5, which makes that the 6 and that the 5. This column, well, that's not the 8 anymore. That's the 8. This column is missing 3 and 7. And we've got a 3 looking over. 7 and 3. These are 6 and 9. The 6 makes that the 9 and that the 6. The 9 makes that the 3, which makes that the 7 and that the 9. And that is a beautiful solution to a debut puzzle. This has only had 200 solves in 100 days. That is 2 solves a day. No, andreatetta needs more solves on this puzzle. Let's get together and make that happen, shall we? That was really, really cool. This between line opening, I'm not sure I explained it as well as I could have, but the forcing on those was absolutely stunning. Really, really cool. And then the use of parity and just beautiful. Just cool. Very, very cool. This is, I'm really glad I'm getting these puzzles recommended to me. Spending my time solving puzzles that are just worth it. And that, yeah, very, very cool. Thank you, the people who pointed this puzzle out to me. Thank you, andreatetta, for setting this puzzle. And as always, good luck with your solving.